Kort Henderson is the son of Alicia and Eric Henderson, who serves as head coach for the South Dakota State University men's basketball team. At 3 years old, Kort suffered his first seizure while attending preschool.
So we decided to get him to one of the hospitals there in Fargo, and he started, having seizures, and started having hundreds of seizures in a day, and had 4 different types of seizures, and it was a pretty tough time.
Kort soon suffered from 4 different seizures as the months went on. While doctors put Kort on different medications and worked to find a solution, it didn't seem like they were working. All the Hendersons could do was just watch helplessly.
He's sitting here at the kitchen table and he's eating cereal or whatever, and he has his head drop, and then milk spills and all that stuff, and you're just sitting there. It's like you get emotional thinking about it because you can't really do anything about it.
And it made him sad.
He was embarrassed.
Soon after, Kort was taken to an epileptic specialty doctor in Minneapolis, where an EEG found that Kort was having a seizure every 1 to 2 seconds.
Ironically, our doctor that we were seeing was very surprised when he met Kort. He expected him to essentially be a vegetable. He did not think that he would be able to talk, walk, run. And honestly, other than the seizures happening, he presented himself as a very normal boy.
With the medications not working and a daunting finding from the EEG, things seemed bleak for the Hendersons as they searched for answers. Around this time, Eric was coaching a game against North Dakota, and Kort and his struggles came up in conversation with the coach. Then, a miracle happened.
And I told him this story about Kort, and it so happens he had a nephew that dealt with the exact same thing.
Like years before.
Years before. And he had talked about how he had tried the ketogenic diet to help him because the meds weren't working. And we're like, and my heart just dropped. I'm like, well, the meds aren't working for Kort either. And so what is this thing? And
after talking to the family and doing research, the Hendersons soon started 4-year-old Kort on the keto diet while taking 4 medications. Life soon improved for Kort and the entire Henderson family.
He could feel things changing. He stopped having those seizures and was able to, act and do things that a normal kid could do. And that was, he hit the pause button on that for a little while.
So he had to have 1 to 2 ounces of protein, 5 grams of
carbohydrates,
and then he had to have 1 tablespoon of butter, mayo, or oil, plus a 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream. And that was all he could have in a meal.
Kort stayed on the diet for 6 years. He was slowly weaned off his medications until it was just 1 medication alongside the keto diet.
We took out the diet first, and then he went for another year on 1 med, and we just took that out last year.
Yeah.
So he is currently not on any medication or any
diet restrictions.
Kort only had 1 seizure during those 6 years he was on the diet, and has been able to enjoy a more normal lifestyle, playing with friends and having fun. The Hendersons also noticed Kort's empathy and attention toward others when an injury occurs.
He doesn't want anybody to hurt. When somebody else is hurting, he's hurting. He doesn't want anybody else to go through pain or anything like that. He knows what that's all about. He knows that's hard.
They both say Kort has always been tough, and what he had to go through made him tougher. Alicia ends with saying every seizure is different, and what worked for Kort may not work for others.
This worked for us, but you have to be diligent yourself and pushing forward and finding what works for you, because it's not the same for every child out there.